Welcome back to the Dirty Water Coins and Collectibles channel. Tonight we're gonna go over all of these Eisenhower Pcgs graded proofs. All of them are graded Proof 69 Deep Cameo. The top row is silver, the bottom row is clad. Picked up from Topsfield Coin and Jewelry, Topsfield, Massachusetts. The crazy thing about this is I got all of these for 50 bucks. I was talking to Raymond, one of the coin shop owners, and at this point he knows that I like Ikes. That's basically most of the stuff that I picked up from this collection that I purchased. And he brought these out to me, asked if I would like a set of graded Ikes, and I said it's really not my thing. I don't really purchase graded coins. I like to purchase raw coins or sets and go through them for varieties. And he said, I'll make you a great deal. And I said, I'm listening. And he said, 50 bucks. I said, sold. I mean, these on eBay alone go from anywhere from $30 to $50 a piece. So 30 to 50, 30 to 50, you get the point. Then the clad proofs in 69 were about 20 bucks. So it was a no-brainer to pick these up. It's a nice collection for myself because I don't own really any of the Ikes. I do have the Type 2 and a really cool strike through graded, and I think those are my only two that I sent out myself to have graded. I did one on my own to annex, and then one Indigon Demon sent out for me, the 72 Type 2 to have graded through PCGs. So just in the coins itself, I made a great deal. All of them are 69 deep cams. In the background you can hear my washer machine, washer dryer. So we have a Type 1 and a Type 2, which is cool. For those of you who don't know, the Type 1 has the bold box lettering, and the Type 2 has the thin lettering, which you can see here. And what I found out recently, a few hunts back, is that actually the Type 1 has thinner, I believe it's obverse, thinner obverse lettering, and then the Type 2 has thicker obverse lettering, LBER2Y. You can see it here, it's almost non-existent, and it's thicker over here. And then also on either of these, so you can see E pluribus unum, those two U's, the PLU and the first U of unum, are basically stacked one on top of another. And then if we go over here, they're separate, they're askew. So that's another way that you can tell Type 1 from Type 2, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, clearly it's very easy to tell them apart just by the lettering, but if not, those are another two different ways that you can tell. Okay, so we have those, and we have a 77 and a 78. What I'm going to do is I'll set up the tripod and we'll put some of these under the scope, see if we don't have any kind of varieties. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. We have the 1971S go. We've got doubling in the I. The N comes right down in here, which is kind of cool. You can see that. Down the bottom of the N, right there. Don't really see much in the G. A little bit in the lower portion of the D. Not much in the E. A little lower left of the T. Let's see, down the bottom there's a little bit of a notch. And then the lower left of the R and the T, a little bit right in there on the R. Looks like a little bit in the 1 right there. Nothing on that S. Oh, we have a peg leg on the R. That's sweet. That's definitely worth the money there. Looks like some doubling in the M, a little bit in the E. I don't know if that's part of the design, but there's definitely some doubling there. Looks like possibly at the bottom of the E there. So that's pretty sweet. Again, that could be, oh, well, there's some at the top of the C for sure. I don't think that's part of the design. Top of the I. Bottom of the R. Look at that. That's cool. Alright, so definitely doubled on the reverse. Let's see for sure. Let's see if there's anything else on this side over here. The bottom of the A, it looks like. It looks like I was going to say the top of the N, U, that's definitely doubled, but it's, sorry about that, it's going to drain. If it goes crazy draining, I'll pause it so you guys don't have to listen to that. It looks like a little bit of doubling in the stars. Let's see down here in 1 cent. Nothing crazy, maybe in the L's. Yeah, nothing nuts, but definitely up in that area there's doubling for sure, so that's cool. Anything on the 72? I'm not going to go through all of these, but yeah, definitely. Oh, that's cool right there. There's heavy doubling right in here. Right here. Almost tripling the top of the I and the N. Don't see much else. Doubling inside the T right here. The lower portion of the R right up in here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Yeah, right down in here, up in there. Oh my Lord. All right, it's still going like crazy, so I'm just gonna keep talking through it. Yeah, nothing really in the S. Not too much in the 1 there. And we have another peg leg on the 72S, which you can see right there, 1972S. I don't see anything really going on here. Yeah, it's pretty much normal. All right, 72. Anything on the 73? That E is thick. The W, top of the W is thick. All of those letters are thick. The bottom of the R is massive. Bottom of the U. Yeah, so you can see like right in here, that line, right under here, right in here. Right here. That definitely looks to have some sort of doubling going on. Definitely extra thickness for sure. Let's see if there's anything going on with the S up. Not the S, the R. We do not have a peg leg. We do have some toning, which is cool looking. Let's see. Not really much showing up in the ways of doubling on the reverse. Not seeing much. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to go crazy with these. 74. Right here, 74S. We have not much there. I don't see much going on with the 74. I don't think there's anything there. Definitely not there. Negative. Don't see anything. All right. 76. Ooh. Almost some tripling in that I. Yeah, looks like tripling. Looks like tripling in the N. Notching at the bottom left of the T and the R. Not see much on the number 1 there. Not much there. That S looks funny, kind of like a bump right there. That's kind of weird. Not sure about that. Oh, another peg leg. Sweet. All right. Let's get into our clads. 73S. This is clad. Let's see here. Not even close to as thick as the proof one that we have. Don't really see anything going on with the mint mark. The date looks good. Anything on the R, that looks normal. Reverse is thin, looks normal. Okay, don't see anything there. 74 S clad. Oh, we got a little bit of extra thickness at the top of the I and the N. Yeah, a little bit on the top of the R. Some doubling in the 1. Doesn't look crazy though. Yeah, nothing nuts. R looks normal. America looks normal. Okay. crazy. 76S clad type 1. Looks like some doubling at the top of the W into E. We've got what looks to be some tripling right in there on the 1. Yeah, that looks good. Definite doubling right here in the U. A little bit on the R right in here, but nothing crazy on that one. Definitely in the number 1 though. Definitely got some tripling there. A little notch on that one. And a peg leg. Nothing really on the reverse of those. And I have a 76S clad type 2. My strike isn't nearly as good. The 1s are a little bit of kind of funky. Not much there going on. 77S. Very thin. Don't see much. Nothing on the mint mark. That date is a little chunky. I should say the 1 is a little chunky. And no peg leg. Not much going on with the reverse either. No. Okay. And last, not least, our 78S. Where is it? Clad. Doesn't even say clad on this one. Okay. Nothing going on. Looks normal. Nothing there. And it looks funky on that star. The star almost looks double, but none of the others do, so it's probably just normal. Okay. Well, that does it, boys and girls, ladies and germs. That does it. We have 11 proof Eisenhower dollars that I got for $50, which is just absolutely insane. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider a thumbs up right down here on the lower left hand corner. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Please remember to hit that notification bell so you get notified on all of my upcoming videos. I want to thank you all for watching. I love my Ikes. And I'll see you on the next one.